There he goes. There's the caution. That's what we talked about, waiting to go out.
And this is huge.
Now he can come in. This clock will stop. He can come in and cool his engine, try to get it cooled down. But when it goes back green, he's going to have to be ready to roll.
1 and 2. So we see here Landon Castle at the top of 3 and 4. Just spins out. We've seen this a couple times today. Big long slide for the 38. Luckily for him, he didn't hit anything. Tire goes flat right there at the end. But Jeff, you called it. 48 of Jimmy Johnson. This is going to be, I think he might have enough time to come around and get the green flag, but from what I saw in 1 and 2, still in the red, now one more half a lap on his tires, I think I'm going to be shocked if the 48 makes it to the top 24.
William Byron on the outside, Cole Custer on the inside. The championship race at Homestead is underway. Three and 4 wide back in the pack while Byron takes the point.
Watch these guys fan out when they get down here to turn number 3.
A lot of tracks, they fan out on the straightaway. They're going to be single file when they get to the corners. Not here at Homestead, Miami. There's lots of racing room. Look at that, 4 wide on the first lap.
Byron leads the first lap. How about that? 4 wide, almost a 5 wide pack. Johnny Sauter, one of our championship 4, is right in the middle of it.
Oh, and by the way, Vince, 7 teenagers started up in the top 12, and that's what Johnny Sauter's faced with. Teenagers, 3 and 4 wide. Some of them never even raced here before, and he's having to fight through that pack.
In a matter of a couple laps, there's some smoke on the racetrack.
Oh, a lot of smoke from somebody in the 16 of Stuart Friesen.
Looked like Friesen got loose off turn 4 and went for a wild ride, and the leaders were fast approaching.
Your tires, easy. You're not going to get it back. Do not blow them out.
Progress, but as you can see, just running that high line, Friesen had his 16 truck get away from him. Did a nice job of keeping it out of the inside wall. And you see the leaders there coming up behind him.
He let off the brake at exactly the right time. If he holds the brake, he probably hits the inside wall.
I don't know, Phil.
Lines down now under 7.5 minutes, and right on cue, we get a caution as the 07 has gone around. That's Patrick Staropoli.
I don't think he touched anything. It's the 07.
Yeah, I don't think Patrick hit anything. He was running in the 28th spot.
You can see his right rear's flat.
He just spun out on his own.
See, the left front's flat as well. Has to be very, very careful as he comes around. That's our leader, Kyle Larson, right behind him. I'm not sure he's going to be able to maintain the speed to stay ahead of the 24 of Larson.
We're up a spot, and Kyle Busch talking about as we see Patrick Staropoli spinning around. Let's look inside Christopher Bell's truck and see if we see, yes, there's the spinning Staropoli up ahead.
Stay up higher. Down on apron. Calm it down, back it down, back it down.
He had to drive right into that smoke and hope there wasn't
These
anything
guys
there.
can get him out in front of Suarez. Looks like maybe
in the
Christopher
wall
Bell
again.
looks like he was in the wall again. A little bit more damage to the right side of that truck. Does not look to be too awfully bad. The guys can take a little bit extra time, maybe beat the fender out a little bit. Ooh, he got sideways up there, Michael.
Yeah, that's not bad, though, but you're right, Phil. I would have guessed he would have slid into it with the front, but it was the back that came around.
Down the right side at 2. He said he was too tight, but I'm not going to mess with that right side, so I'll do the left.
Scott Lagasse Jr., the 02 truck, out on the high side, that yellow truck, who caution us out.
Yellow's out, turn 2. Turn 2, we had one scrape the wall over there.
There's Staropoli again, bringing out the caution. So just before the caution clock expired, we have a caution for the 07.
Yeah, essentially the same difference. The caution clock was going to come out, and caution was going to come out in a matter of about 20 seconds. So going to give these guys another opportunity. These pit stops are going to become more critical as we get towards the end of this race.
Maybe he doesn't push that truck, gives it a lap or two in order to cool off and maybe go back at Matt again.
Patrick Staropoli bringing out the caution for the 3rd time tonight.
Rough night for Patrick. He's been into the outside wall a couple of times.
Michael, what do you decide now? We've got 25 laps to go. Do we come and put our last set of tires, or do we think maybe there's going to be a caution in the last 10 laps and we'll have fresh tires?
Teammate Johnny Sauter.
They're coming to the white flag.
All clear everywhere.
William Byron is the race leader with 1 to go. Johnny Sauter is the championship leader. 1.5 miles away from his first championship.
Remember, Joe Shear said at the very beginning of the race, it will mean everything to win a NASCAR championship.
William Byron marching to his 7th win of the season, but it's going to be Johnny Sauter in control of the championship. Here comes Byron to get the checkers. He's going to win the race. And it's the 21 of Johnny Sauter with his first ever NASCAR championship.
Thank you, thank you, thank you! That was not our prettiest performance. Holy cow. Unbelievable. Thank you guys.
The emotion.
We're back like that all day.
The emotion of working so hard for so long. Driver and crew chief, finally, they did it.
Way to go, Johnny. That was a hell of a drive, buddy. Hell of a drive.
No rookie in any of those series has ever won as many times as William Byron. 7 wins, and boy, he deserves the right to do those donuts, as does that 21 of Johnny Sauter. A couple of happy guys right there, isn't it, Michael?
That's a great Friday night. What an amazing battle. I mean, you had to be perfect. We talked about it. Kyle Larson, he struggled on pit road. He wasn't perfect. He didn't get the victory, but none of our championship contenders made mistakes. They just raced their hearts out
Never thought
tonight.
that would happen. I mean, it's because of you guys. You know, I didn't do nothing different.
Said he didn't do anything different. He just raced hard his entire career. That's what Johnny Sauter does every time he gets in a race vehicle.
What an effort by the 4 team, up and down the leaderboard on pit road. You guys threw kitchen sink at this truck. Your emotions as you finish 8th and come up just a little bit short in this championship effort.
Yeah, I'm really proud of our number 4 Cobblish Motorsports group here. They worked really hard to give us what we needed to win the race. I feel like I just made a couple mistakes up there trying to get all I could get, but overall, man, it just wasn't our year. We were always kind of a 5th to 10th place truck and fought hard, and that's where we ended up tonight. So just thankful that all of our partners at JBL, Toyota, TRD, all the guys at Cobblish Motorsports, everyone who doesn't come to the racetrack, who does come to the racetrack, Sirius XM, DC Solar. It's a lot of fun to be racing in the truck series with Cobblish Motorsports, and looking forward to 2017.
You had Kyle on the radio a whole lot tonight, trying to watch and give you pointers in the truck. Did that help you at all?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It was a big help having him up there. He was able to kind of coach me through the race and tell me what he saw from up on the roof and what I needed to do. And it just wasn't quite good enough all year long, and came close tonight, but not good enough.
This guy made a bunch of improvements this season, ended up with a lot of top 10 finishes, including tonight to finish the season, Vince. What an effort for the 4 team.
It was indeed. Let's go to victory lane with Caitlin.
But William Byron earned 7 wins in his rookie campaign in the Truck Series. An incredible season. William, after heartbreak last week, how nice is it to get another win and close out this year on a high note?
It feels awesome. It's just, it's incredible. I mean, this team has worked so hard all year. You know, we just had an unfortunate situation last week that we couldn't control, but man, they brought a good truck. Qualified on the pole. These guys just are awesome. I hate leaving this. I just hate, you know, this team not being together next year. It's just insane how good they are, and so many talented people on this race team. Can't thank KBM enough. Toyota, Kyle and Samantha, everyone at KBM, Liberty University. It's just amazing. So can't thank Rudy enough.
Congratulations on a very impressive season.
Director and Sauter out of the truck as the champion.
Well, Vince, here he is, Johnny Sauter. Finally a NASCAR champion, and he does it in style. Get some congratulations from his team. Crew Chief Joe Shear Jr. joining the celebration. Spencer Gallagher.
Thank you.
Johnny, you are a NASCAR champion. Congratulations.
You know, it's not just me, it's the whole team, everybody at GMS Racing. We qualified bad today, and I really was kind of worried about it. I felt pretty good in race trim, but couldn't be more proud of everybody on this Allegiant Travel Chevrolet. Thank Maury Gallagher, the Gallagher family, everybody that gave me this opportunity. So proud to have ECR engines under the hood. We got a cool paint scheme this weekend honoring some old school racers, so just proud of these guys. I mean, flawless execution on pit road tonight. Joe made great adjustments to where I could just kind of hang on, and you know, I'm not a highline guy, so I just elected to keep doing my deal and actually found some pretty good grip around the bottom of the racetrack. But to be a champion, 5 years ago tonight, my old man was down here with me when we won the race, so this is for him and for Joe Shear's dad. Junior's dad, and you know, great Midwest racers. But proud of, you know, my family's here, my kids are here, my wife's here. It's just an awesome night. Proud to be a champion. Going to do everything in our power to represent NASCAR and Camping World as best we can.
You started 19th. At what point in the race did you realize that I've got a truck that maybe can win this championship?
Yeah, you know, I was pretty conservative at the beginning of the race, just trying to take care of it and you know, not make any stupid mistakes. So. And then there was about probably 85 laps to go. I was like, okay, let's start picking them off here, and just had a solid day in the pits. And you know, with about 50, 60 to go, I was like, okay, we got something here, and we were really catching the 88. It looked like he was pushing real bad, and just so proud of these guys. You know, I can't thank everybody enough. I mean, I'm a small part of this deal, and you know, we executed like we needed to tonight. So thank the Blessed Mother and the Sacred Heart of Jesus, and this is awesome, bringing it back to Wisconsin.
That's Johnny Sauter. He's your 2016 champion.
Well, Timothy Peters just coming up short for the championship and the title. But what can you say about the efforts of yourself, your crew chief, your team all season long?
I give it an A+. You know, like I said, all we needed was a shot, and we had that. But you know, we just came up a little bit short tonight. You can see them right there through our window. Just didn't have the balance like we needed. We fired off the race really strong. I just wish we could have had that run towards the end. But all in all, still a great year. Wish we could have got that win, but hey, we'll build on this over the offseason and come out strong next year.
Thank you. Still plenty to be proud of for Timothy Peters and the 17 team this season.
Matt Crafton, taking a look at this 88 after a battle tonight. You're in good position in the final restart. What was the difference that last run?
I mean, Johnny gave the 29 a really good push. I mean, we got by him and just a little too tight right there on that run for whatever reason. Put tires on it, just made small adjustments all night and kept working on it. Got a better first stop, got a better second stop. The second to last stop, it got a little bit free in, and then right there on that stop, it just got really tight for whatever reason, getting into the corner, and that's what killed us.
That's Matt Crafton. He was in position until the final green flag run. Comes up one position short behind Johnny Sauter.
And what a year it was, Vince. Thank you so much. Johnny Sauter winning his first ever Camping World Truck Series championship. Here for the trophy presentation, Chief Marketing Officer for Camping World, Tamara Ward.
Great. Congratulations, and congratulations to all the drivers for a great season. But tonight there's only one champion. And on behalf of Camping World and our millions of customers and associates across the country, I'm honored to present you with the 2016 NASCAR Camping World Championship Trophy.
The trophy goes to Johnny Sauter. Here to help with the presentation, NASCAR Vice Chairman Mike Helton.
Johnny, the Sauter name is not new to NASCAR, and you did it very proud this season and particularly tonight. So on behalf of NASCAR and all your fans and all the fans of the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series, we're honored to make you our 2016 champion. You've earned it, and congratulations.
Thank you very much, Mike.
Let's hear it for him. Johnny Sauter, your champion. What a proud moment for Johnny Sauter and everyone at GMS Racing. His wife Courtney, his children Paige and Penn. Penn said, I thought my dad could get it done. I was pretty sure. Johnny, you get the title. The title didn't come without risk. You leave Thor Sport Racing a year ago. You take a chance, you join GMS. Does this moment validate you taking that big risk?
Yeah, I think a lot of people question that move, and but I'll be honest with you, the first time I met the Gallagher family and kind of heard what they were all about and had a conversation with Mike Beam and saw what they were trying to build and what they were trying to establish, it was a pretty simple choice for me. Obviously, to get back in a Chevrolet is close to me. I grew up in a GM family, so you know, just when you walk through our shop in Statesville, North Carolina, you see what kind of people we have working there, and that's what I saw the first time I went there, and I thought this is something I absolutely want to be a part of. So can't thank ECR Horsepower, Allegiant Travel, Chevrolet, all of our sponsors, Smoky Mountain, Herbal Snuff, just so proud, and we're going to do everything in our power to represent Camping World and NASCAR the right way.
There's going to be a party in Wisconsin tonight. Johnny Sauter, your Camping World Truck Series champion in 2016. And now for the Owners Championship presentation, we welcome in Mike Helton once again.
One more piece of hardware. Kyle, Samantha, you're no strangers to this. The Truck Series, it's not unusual to have a different car owner than our champion, but we're honored to have you as our team owner champions with the Kyle Busch Motorsports and the number 9 truck.
Congratulations, Kyle and Samantha Busch, the Owners Championship for the 2nd straight year. And what a banner year it was between William Byron's 7 wins this year, Kyle, and Christopher Bell in the Final 4. What does this year mean to you?
Well, not as much as we wished it did, but certainly congratulations to Johnny Sauter and all the guys at GMS. They put out some fantastic trucks this year, and it's been fun racing against that bunch as well as the rest of the Final 4, and having Christopher out there was certainly a treasure that we had today that we wanted to make sure could get to this level right here, but we missed a little bit. But overall, just such a spectacular season by William Byron and the whole number 9 team. They were flawless, and all up until Phoenix, I guess. You know, we had a little problem there, knocked ourselves out of contention, but everyone at Kyle Busch Motorsports, they do such a great job. They work so hard. This is our 5th Owners Championship, and to celebrate with those guys and girls and everyone at the shop, they deserve it. And, you know, it's truly an honor to be able to accept this award on their behalf. And, you know, we'll come out next year swinging and seeing if we can't get Christopher Bell back to this stage again.
Kyle Busch made it to 1 championship stage on Friday, Vince. He's got another one to tackle on Sunday.
And posted the fastest time overall. Trying to back that up here in this session.
Cautions come out. There's a little debris on the backstretch. You see the front stretch, the closing rate you saw there of Jimmy Johnson as he came up some of the slower cars on the track. See, it's right there in the restart zone. A little ductwork maybe, Steve?
Yeah, it looks like it's a piece of hose at the top of the screen, and then towards the bottom looks like maybe the carbon fiber duct where that hose would have attached.
Hit it, he said sure did. Coming out of turn 4, you see it on the track, and the 48 ran it over.
Yeah, it looks relatively soft other than that part that might be a piece of carbon fiber, but the hose that you see tumbling there, I don't think that's will do any damage. The other piece perhaps.
That driver will be the champion. 200 laps about to get underway. The final race of the season. Who will end up winning the race, and will they be the champion? The green flag is in the air from Miami. It did not take long for this field to go 2, 3, and 4 wide. Through 1 and 2, they did it. All the way down the backstretch and through 3 and 4.
Some good laps up top, and we have a caution. The 13's going around, Rick.
Right at Hightower, and the 13 goes around, bringing out the first caution on lap 4. And so as interesting as that first start of this race was, we're going to have a restart very quickly.
Absolutely. What I was saying about Justin Allgaier is I thought he was just in the preferred lane on the top of the racetrack, made some ground, but then he went to the bottom and cleared his teammate Alex Sadler. So the 7
at 13 this week.
Just got loose on corner entry and stayed in the gas all the way around the corner and did a nice job of never hitting anything. But you know, we talked about dealing with adversity, and the first, in my eyes, the driver that's dealing with adversity the most right now is Eric Jones. I mean, he started 3rd. He's already back to 7th. And I know that doesn't sound like a big deal on lap 5, but now he has a lot of good cars. He's got to get around it. He started in front of them already, but now he's got to go past them because of the initial start of the race.
And Jeff, on the Sprint Cup race tomorrow, maybe not after 4 laps, but 6, 8, 10 laps, we would expect to see all the cars come to pit road.
Ryan Reed just trying to go through the grass in 1 and 2. down below the apron, and that brings out the second caution of the day. Take a look at this wild ride he had.
Yeah, he got loose on corner entry and just kept chasing it and ends up correcting it, but now he's in the grass. Not real sure how he didn't spin out right there when he got in the grass, but he kept it straight.
Jones, you see him get into that left rear just a little bit. On Channel 2 a moment ago, Brett Griffin, the spotter, talked to Mike Bumgardner, the crew chief, said, hey, we might want to check out that damage. Take a listen.
Saying I got some possible left rear damage where the 20 hit us on the start. May have separated our spoiler from the rear quarter panel that broke the left rear fender brakes. Need to get somebody up on pit wall that can really see it.
We're still in this. We're going to fix this, and you're going to be in good shape. So I think that was really important to let Eric Jones know that there was a problem.
Caution has come out. You see a little more damage on the right side of the 7. The reason for the caution, the 48. So Brennan Poole looks like he has a right front tire down and maybe even a right rear down, and the right side of that car is flattened. He was running 13th.
Obviously had a tire going down, had a problem. It's all the way on the bottom of the racetrack going slow. And a little bit earlier than that, the 7 car again in the wall. He had run the 19 down and gotten really close to about 2 car lengths away, but entering turn 1 got into the wall again.
Early, like turning off into the corner, Jeff.
And that's what I talked about. The closer you get to the car that's in front of you on corner entry, especially, it changes the way your car drives. So if you drive the car into the corner the same way you did when you weren't that close, your car's not in the racetrack anymore. It's easy to get into the wall.
And remember, they're going 103 of the 4 championship Ford drivers. Up front, and we've got a problem with Ryan Reed. He's got a tire down.
Ryan Reed got in the wall in the middle of 3 and 4.
And around he's going to go. And a big hit behind him. The 46 and 51 make contact. Jordan Anderson in the 46. Fire under the hood now. Jordan Anderson got into Jeremy Clements in the 51, and Anderson trying to get out of that car.
He's out. Car's on fire from theater.
So for the 5th time tonight, the caution has come out. It was Ryan Reed who had a tire going down and was trying to get to the inside of the track to get down to the apron. And you see the field is going to be stopped behind this incident on the track.
Yeah, this all started in the middle of 3 and 4. The 16 car is in the wall, and behind him was this battle, this huge battle with Eric Jones, Kyle Larson, Matt Tiff. They were all right behind him when this was going on, and you can see Larson just barely gets by. And as he's got a tire down now, and he's just all over the racetrack. Riding along with Blaney, sees him get into the wall. Watch this action that happened all around this.
Clear back, clear low, clear low, clear low, clear low. Come on, come low. Keep coming low. Outside corner clear, all clear. Everything's rolling.
Yeah, so that was on the front stretch, and then this here was the 16 car on the back stretch trying to get back around to get to pit road, loses control because of that flat tire. Behind him, some heavy contact, Rick.
Yeah, the 46 of Jordan Anderson didn't look like he saw the 51 slowing down and got underneath the 51, lifted him off the ground. We saw the 51 get up in the air. And then the flames from underneath the hood.
Most likely that's fuel that was going to the carburetor and just burning that fuel off. Still probably still pumping fuel to the carburetor and just feeding the fire. Ultimately, the engine shuts off and doesn't feed the fire anymore.
It took a while for Jordan Anderson to climb out of that car, but once he did, safety crews to him immediately as they were able to put the fire out. But take a look at this. 51 off the ground. Jordan Anderson wasn't expecting Jeremy Clements to check up as much, apparently, as he was trying to find a line to get by him. And so the 5th time now the caution has come out.
Big impact. He just, like you said, he just did not see the accident, did not see what was going on, and wasn't able to get slowed down in time.
That was behind all of the championship 4, so they were not affected. Suarez still out front, Allgaier second, Elliott Sadler is 4th, and Eric Jones is 9th.
Raise up this racetrack is on tires.
There he goes, around goes Ray Black Jr. in the 07. With that slide on the front stretch, the caution has come out. Under 10 laps to go. Restart. 07. Coming off turn 4.
And he's really loose already before he even gets to the corner exit. This sets up pressure on the pit crews, pressure on the crew chiefs. Well before the restart, who's going to pit? Who's going to do 2? Who's going to do 4?
From what we understand, I think I have the 19 of Suarez. You see right here, the Jackman just loses his footing. Great recovery. Could have been much worse, but that's all it takes. That right there is the one position. It was really, really close with the 3 off pit road. Our race off pit road had the 7 behind the 3. I'm sure NASCAR will confirm that at the camera, but if that's the case, starting on the bottom versus the top, big difference, Jeff.
Daniel Suarez with another great restart. Shot out to the lead. He's got a 3-car length lead over Elliott Sadler. The other championship contenders, Justin Allgaier back in 7th. Eric Jones is 8th. This time by, coming out of turn number 4. White flag in the air. One more time around. 1 lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank. Daniel Suarez, the 24-year-old from Monterrey, Mexico, has the lead and has been dominant. 132 laps out in front today. The one thing he wants to do is lead lap 133 to be out front for the final lap. As he comes out of turn number 4, he will be the first ever international champion in NASCAR.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Daniel, outside, buddy.
He's been in the car savoring this moment. And what a journey from Monterrey, Mexico to Homestead, Miami to win a championship. The stage dive into the crew guys. Hugs around everywhere for Daniel Suarez. What a moment. Girlfriend Sylvie behind us as well. Mom Rosie here. Dad Alejandro is coming around the corner. You gotta love it. Daniel told me growing up in Mexico, you said, I didn't have a lot of money, I had a dream, but honestly, when you moved to the United States, did you think that this dream would come true?
Man, I don't think I can speak English right now, man. I'm just wordless. Man, obviously, my family worked super hard since I was 11 years old to give me the right equipment, to get better, and to get one day to this day. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Hi, Dylan, in for congratulations.
I'm just very proud of this team, everyone that has been helping me to get to this point, all my sponsors, my friends, everyone in Mexico. I just can't believe it.
Talk to me about the sacrifices your parents made and the moment you decided, I'm going to go for this. I'm going to move to the United States.
When I was 18 years old, I was racing in Mexico already. We were winning races. My dad, Jimmy Morales, Carlos Slim, they gave me the opportunity to move to the U.S., to learn English, to to start a new life and try to follow our dream. And thanks to that, we are here right now.
The hardest part, learning English. You said you watch TV to do that.
Watching cartoons to learn English, but man, I just can't believe it. I learned English watching cartoons and as well going to a shop back in those days with X-Team and Wally, Coleman Presley, my buddy. All these guys, they helped me a lot in the beginning of my career to learn English and to learn everything about race cars.
You said this week, I'm not just racing for Mexico, I'm racing for all of Latin America. So what would you like to say to them in Spanish right now?
Muchas gracias a todos, gracias por su gran apoyo, fin de semana con fin de semana. Esta va para todos ustedes.
You do this for your country today, Daniel?
For my country and for everyone, all the fans here, all the media from Mexico. I just can't believe it. This is a dream come true.
I got to ask you one racing question. That final restart with a 14 out there, what was going through your mind as you went through the restart?
I was a little worried because I knew that the 14 wasn't going to be as fast as everyone else there, but it worked out.
Congratulations, you're a NASCAR Xfinity Series champion, Daniel.
Thank you very much.
All right, Daniel Suarez said he was at a loss for words, could barely speak English. He found the words, though, and he found the way to get to victory lane and win a championship as well.
Thank you, Rick. It is 1,714 miles from Homestead, Florida to Monterrey, Mexico. And this is a moment as Daniel Suarez continues to hug friends and family, and now his owner, Coach Gibbs. It's a moment he has most certainly been waiting for since he first drove a go-kart at age 11. Are you ready for a little bit of hardware?
I think I am ready.
All right, let's turn things over to Senior Vice President of Marketing Communications for Comcast, Peter Intermaggio, to begin the festivities.
Thank you, Krista. Well, they say that this is the series where names are made. It certainly is the series where champions are made. Daniel, on behalf of the 100,000 employees of Comcast, we congratulate you for being the NASCAR Xfinity Series champion this year. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Peter. And now for the trophy, NASCAR Vice Chairman Mike Helton.
Daniel, ever since you decided to come to NASCAR, you've been making milestones, and watching your career develop has been incredible, so thank you. But you've also been making milestones for NASCAR. So on behalf of all of NASCAR, we're honored to have you as our 2016 Xfinity champion. Congratulations to you, Joe Gibbs Racing, Toyota, and Aris, and the whole group. We're very honored to have you as our champion.
And I know you talked about this, the fact that it was just a few years ago you were working on your English by, watching cartoons. I said, if you win this thing, you're going to have to do a lot of interviews. You said that was a good problem to have.
Honestly, right now I don't mind doing all the interviews of the war. Right now I'm just so happy for my team, so happy for my family that everyone is here. A lot of friends, the sponsors, Aris, Intercept Batteries, Juniper, DeWalt, Toyota, Coca-Cola, everyone that has been helping this program to be here right now.
I know as you got out of the car, you're hugging competitors, your sisters, your mom. It took a while for your dad, Alejandro, to make his way to you. When you were a young boy, he's the one who got you interested in cars. He owns a restoration business back in your home country of Mexico. The father-son bond is special. The father-son bond over cars. What you just gave your family, a NASCAR, I'm going to say this, a NASCAR championship. Hard to put into words, I would imagine.
It's very hard to put into words. I'm speechless right now. I'm wordless right now. I'm just very proud of everyone. Very thankful to have the family that I have, my mom, my dad. They gave me everything, all the tools to be here right now. That they put me into a go-kart even when my family didn't have all the economy support or the racing background. They support me, and right now we are just living a dream.
NASCAR Vice Chairman Mike Helton, when you came up here, he said he's going to be a fun champion. What does the word champion mean to you, and how are you going to represent the sport of NASCAR? Not just here in the States, in your country, Mexico, but you said this is big for kids who are dreaming anywhere.
I just love NASCAR. When I was racing karting in Europe and all over the world with Squidra Telmex and Telcel Racing and Jimmy Morales and my dad, one day they told me about NASCAR, and they told me that they want me to give me an opportunity in soccer racing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, baby! Good job, baby!
His competitor, Bubba Wallace, with congratulations. I know you're excited, and I know you want to celebrate. I don't want to hold you up, so I'm going to bring in Coach if we could and talk to you. And you can go ahead and stay here. Coach, you've been through a lot of championships, a lot of championship scenarios. What does it mean to bring a 24-year-old young man from Mexico up to this championship stage?
We were just talking. We had a meeting. We had Eris, met with Bob. We got Bruce here. And we met 2 years ago, and with Carlos. And then we sat down and talked about this young guy. And for us to, in 2 years, to be where we are tonight, it's a thrill for all of us. The other people on that car are Interstate. Juniper was on there, and DeWalt FlexVolt. Just thank all of them. I want to thank all the fans and everybody here tonight. This is going to be a big deal for, I think, our sport.
And can you say why? I know we've talked about that a lot, that storyline, how big it is for NASCAR globally.
Yeah, it is. It's huge. And I want to say a big thanks to JD, everybody back home that works on our cars. Just, hey, thank you. Thank you, Bub. And, hey, Lord's blessed us with a great night. We're going to enjoy it, I can tell you that.
Well, thank you very much. Congratulations to you, Coach, to you, Daniel Suarez, your 2016 Xfinity Series champion.
Eric Jones and Eric, we have to start, first of all, with the race and how it played out there at the end. You lined up behind the 14. What were the thoughts going through your mind at that point?
Well, I thought the 14 would at least attempt to go. He just kind of sat there and didn't really even attempt to go. So that's pretty unfortunate. Really not a lot of respect for, guys chasing down the championship, but I thought we were in an okay spot if he had gotten up to speed, and we would have been able to kind of go to the top and make something happen, but didn't even get really that chance. We were to turn one, and we were like 8th place. So it is what it is. There's nothing we can do about it now, but just kind of unfortunate.
How would you describe how you and your team fought back tonight?
It was a valiant effort. It just didn't go. It just didn't come with a big reward at the end. So the GameStop camera wasn't very good to start. And we worked hard to get it good by the end. And once the sun went down, the track cooled down, we started to get better and better. And the top really started to come in at that point on both ends. And I just felt like we were kind of able to get up there and rim ride better than everybody else. And ran the 19 down there before the last yellow. Just didn't have enough time to really get around him. But after that caution, I knew we weren't in a great spot. We didn't have any sticker tires left. We had to put on some scuffs. So just didn't work out. It's just one of those deals, and just didn't play into our hand.
Eric, I know you wanted to do well for your dad tonight. How much was he on your mind?
Yeah, he was a fair amount. I was hoping we could bring it home for him, and we took the lead there at one point, and that was pretty cool. I definitely would have loved to gotten back-to-back championships here, but just didn't play out this year, and there's always next year, so got to move on and go get better.
Next year will be the Cup Series, so how will you remember this year in Xfinity?
Definitely a good learning year. I learned a lot, really about racing itself, more so than I thought I would have. There's a lot of things that I feel like I really didn't know yet, and learned a lot of those things throughout the year, and I feel like hopefully we'll be better at them next year. So just racing and making sure you're putting yourself in good spots and taking what the car's giving you. It's not things that I did necessarily all year long, so hopefully I can do a little bit better job next year of those things, and it'll play out better.
Eric is not the champion this year. He's acted like it for the last half hour. He's been signing autographs. This is a real NASCAR scene down here. A lot of folks still reminding Eric that he is their champion. Mike?
There's gotten similar response. A lot of former drivers, Hall of Famers coming up to congratulating him on a great season, but I know what's on your mind right now is coming up just a little bit short. What are your thoughts right now?
It's heartbreaking, man. We to be that close and kind of be in a position there at the end. The guys made a great call to put me in that spot. Man, we've had a great season. I've had a time of my life here at Junior Motorsports. Dale and Kelly have given me such a great opportunity, and I got such great partners with One Main Financial and the support they give us in this racing program. And to come up short, yeah, I'm sad for myself, but I'm more sad for my sponsors and my team, my guys in the shop. I love them to death, all the hard work they put in these cars. I wanted to win this championship for them, really bad.
You had a really good shot in the closing laps on that final restart. The 14 was in the mix. We know that your team was negotiating with theirs. What was the response you got from them?
I just wanted to see if they would let us have the top, or either just let us race for it, because he was in such on old tires. But, he decided to stay up there, and I made a mistake on the restart, and because he didn't go, and I was a little timid, and I let Daniel get a good run on me, and congratulations to him and his team. He did a really good job on that restart, and I messed up a little bit. So all that being said, honestly, Mike, this has been a dream come true season for me. I really do have a good race team. I love the guys. Kevin has done such a great job. I missed him here tonight being on the box, and we'll go back and regroup. But to finish second is definitely hard to swallow.
How much did that affect you not having your primary crew chief?
Yeah, I mean, just a few communication stuff that we were going through under caution about when to pit and what adjustments to make, stuff like that. But Bummy did a good job, man. He came in here, I mean, championship weekend. You're talking about sitting on the pressure cooker for one weekend. So Bummy did a good job, and the rest of my guys definitely stepped up to the plate. And that's what this team's all about. We love each other. We're on the same page. And we're definitely, when something happens, we all pull each other up. So I'm the sad guy here right now that I can't hand them a trophy, and that's what I told Kelly after the race, that I really wanted to hand her and Dale a trophy tonight. And we just came up a little short. And it wasn't by lack of trying. It's just, we got beat tonight, and we'll regroup. But again, I'm so glad my mom's here, my dad, my family, wife, and kids here to support me, and we'll go back and celebrate a really good season that we've had.
Elliott Sadler has plenty to be proud of. Second place in the championship, Kelly.
Certainly, and for Justin Allgaier, he crossed the line 6, comes away 3rd in the championship. And Justin, I'm going to ask you to start by taking me through that final restart, get your thoughts on it, and the decision by the 14 team to stay out.
Well, I mean, obviously in this sport, you got to take chances sometimes, and they took a chance, and unfortunately, I was super excited on coming off a pit road because it was all 4 of us that were fighting for this championship, gonna have to battle it out. And I knew we had a really, really fast brand fresh agriculture Chevy. We had raced all night with Daniel and Eric and Elliott and ran up front and ran second a lot of the night. And so to not even be able to race for it at the end, I think that was probably the hardest part. Just knowing that your shot was kind of gone. But everybody at Junior Motorsports, I know Elliott said it, but everybody at Junior Motorsports works so hard. This has been so much fun this season. We've had a blast. I told you before today, we came in here with no pressure on ourselves. We wanted to go out there and lay it all on the table and get the best finish we could, and we did that. And I'm probably more bummed for that we didn't get a better finish for our guys, because we did what we needed to do tonight, and it came down to somebody else's mistake that took us out of it. But I can't thank Xfinity and NASCAR for all they do for our sport. To be here, the first Xfinity Series chase, to have the fans, the support that we all had, from everybody, it was really special and just a lot of fun.
All right, well, they gave it everything they had, certainly, so they can walk away with their heads held high.
Real quick, me here. We've got a great crew, got a great car, all the Aris folks, Dave Rogers, a bunch of folks from Missouri, Cessna flew them here, so really going to be a fun race.
Well, you have 3 people you're competing against. They're all very good. What is it going to take to come out on top?
I think you have to win the race. I mean, these guys are the best, and it's been just a lot of fun to hang out with them this week. I know everybody's pumped, though. It's going to be serious competition, and if we can beat them, there's going to be a lot of pride in that.
Well, Carl, on behalf of all the fans, thank you so much for taking time. We know it's a stressful time for you, and we appreciate it. Have a good day.
All right, thanks a lot, man.
Reminiscent of what happened when Dale Earnhardt finally won the Daytona 500. All the crew members have come out on pit road, and they're letting Tony Stewart know they appreciate the fact that he ran in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Everyone out there acknowledging this, the last race for Tony Stewart. 3-time champion of the sport. Let everyone know that this would be his final year. He got a win at Sonoma to put him into the chase. Wasn't able to make it all the way through to the championship 4. But Tony Stewart, very special to this sport. That was Tony on the radio. What a great tribute to a great champion.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's get ready to rock and roll. True grit determination is what put us here tonight to be able to battle for the championship. I thank you very much. Everybody that you contribute. All the fans sitting at home, sit back, relax, and enjoy the race.
The field now in the hands of Kevin Harvick. Pole winner on Friday. He has chosen the outside line for the start of this race to kick off the final race of the 2016 campaign. Green flags in the air. Kevin Harvick out front. He'll lead lap 1. That's why he didn't take tires. He missed his pits, and the 21 of Ryan Blaney into the wall early. For a pit stop like we saw here with the 48, take a look at what he actually stepped on.
You see Jackman goes to make a step. Well, here's the lug nuts off from the right front tire. They're on the 2 lug nuts, as a matter of fact, right underneath his left foot. And I can't explain how much this hurts. That is some hard concrete down on his left knee. He jumps up, does a nice job as we have a caution on the racetrack.
Caution comes out for the 2nd time now. Looking at the 83, Jeffrey Earnhardt had spun on the track in turn 4, and so that brings the caution out once again. All the way up to lap 70 as we take a look again at what happened here with Jeffrey Earnhardt.
You see, he just got really loose. Not sure if maybe he was trying to come on pit road.
That's what I think. It looks like
his speed wasn't up, so I think he was trying to get on pit road, and just this is a very difficult road to get on because it's hard to see the entrance of pit road, and then there's this huge difference in banking on the racetrack versus the apron. So it looked like he had trouble getting on pit road to me.
Dave.
Kyle Busch was right in the middle of an explanation of how his car was handling, and then he started shouting, "Coming to you, coming." Actually, he was very calm. He said, "Coming to you, coming to you." The crew rifled out of their sitting positions and onto the pit wall, and the right front appears to be down. Kyle reporting it himself. He felt that at 180 miles an hour. He knew what to do, which was get to pit road and let the crew change these 4 tires.
Like a negative because it had to come to pit road, but look how close it was. Up the racetrack, he's out of control. The right front tire's down. That is a remarkable job of driving. You know how that is, Jeff. You can't get on the brakes. If the right front tire is soft, it's just going to turn right. So he goes in. How quick the driver felt something was wrong with that race car. That could be the difference. If that happens 50 feet farther into the corner, he makes contact with the wall, could have been the end of his day.
So again, you're hearing Carl Edwards aggressive as caution comes out again. We saw earlier Ryan Blaney in the 21 have a tire issue, got into the wall, and it looks as though another tire issue for Ryan Blaney brings the caution out. When the caution came out, 13 cars on the lead lap.
And we had a few more than that, but Martin Truex Jr. pitted from the 7th position, working on that short pit strategy that Marty's been talking about all night. Well, it caught him a lap down with this caution.
Take a look right up against the wall.
He gets in the wall, and it's just going to ride the wall.
Won here a year ago to win the championship. The caution will come out. A restart.
You see a flat left rear tire on the 32.
And now the pressure slides directly onto the 19 pit crew. They cannot make the mistake that they made a few pit stops ago. With only 15 to go, if you make that stop, you don't have a clean stop, it can cost you a championship.
Speed up the stop.
Yeah, as we see here, this is what caused the caution with the 32 in the left rear tire, but that's what it's going to be about. I would put a little fuel in it just in case we saw some NASCAR overtime, so you'll have that extra man to maybe pull a left rear tire. The bigger thing is how much fuel do you want to put in?
Definite disappointment on the 18 team as the last pit stop. Definitely not what they were hoping for. Take a look at the rear tire changer.
Well, it all starts with the lug nuts. He gets to the tire pretty good, but then he's in a rush. You see the sparks flying. The tire's not coming off. He's not getting the lug nuts off clean. The front easily beats him. Well, then in the rush, he tries to make up time around the car, compounds one mistake with another mistake, falls, ends up being a little over 14 seconds, 3 positions on pit road.
And those 3 positions most definitely could be a championship. Kyle Larson still out front. Carl Edwards came out in front of Logano, Johnson, and Kyle Busch. 10 to go. They come into the restart zone. Kyle Larson, the outside. Carl Edwards on the inside. Green flag back in the air. They're blocking. Good going down low. Carl Edwards into the wall. He got tagged by the 22. Big hits by the 19. And the caution comes back out again.
That is exactly what we saw Joey Logano was going to try to do. Big fire of the 78, but that is what we thought was going to happen. Obviously, the wreck isn't what we thought. Martin Truex Jr. needs to get out of this race car.
Very aggressive on the restart. The flames rolling out from underneath the hood of the 78. Red flag comes out. Martin Truex Jr. is out of the car. Huge contact for the 19 of Carl Edwards. First it was the inside wall, then he was hit by another car.
A championship's on the line, Rick. The 22 gets a great restart. The 19 blocks. They make contact. Look at the damage on the 19 car. A couple huge impacts.
And we thought that's what was going to happen. The 22, Joey Logano, has been so good on restarts all night. The 22 gets a big run. Carl sees him coming. He goes to block. 22 does not slow up. Stays in the throttle. Big wreck.
And the 22 really ended up getting a lot better out of that situation because it looked as though Brad Keselowski laid completely off of him, the 22's teammate.
Well, he wanted nothing to do with it. He didn't want anything to do with the accident or the championship battle. But you see the 48's blocking the 2 to the bottom.
And listen, if you're a Carl Edwards fan, you're upset at Joey Logano. If you're a Joey Logano fan, you're upset at Carl Edwards. That right there is Joey Logano being aggressive, making a very, very aggressive move, but he got a good restart. Carl Edwards had no choice but to block. If he doesn't turn left, Joey Logano's next to him entering turn 1. He's in the middle of 3 wide. Worst possible scenario for Carl. Carl turns left, trying to block a championship on the line. Joey's there in a big wreck. And I don't blame Carl Edwards.
Not at all.
He had to block. That's what he had to try to do.
But I don't blame Joey Logano, because if he lifts with 10 to go, it's over. He's lost the championship right there. He didn't hit the 19 in the bumper. He was inside the left rear bumper cover of the 19 of Carl Edwards. You see, he's walking it off. It's just the frustration. It's the size of the moment. A championship on the line. We knew restarts were going to be crazy. This one was completely out of control. But what a car that Carl Edwards had tonight. That's got to make the disappointment worth. Remember, 5 years ago, he tied here. He came back trying to win a championship.
Very good restart. Joey did everything right. Carl Edwards doesn't block. He's 3 wide, in the middle, getting into turn 1. His opportunity to win a championship is definitely less in that scenario. So, an aggressive move by Logano, but in my eyes, he did everything he was supposed to do, trying to win a race and win a championship.
I mean, this is what's on the line. 4 drivers, an entire season, a championship. Neither Joey Logano nor Carl Edwards have ever won a championship.
Really, Jimmy Johnson and Kyle Busch, of the 2 championship contenders remaining out on the track. Actually, Joey Logano's still out there, but will have a little bit of damage to the car. But those 2 benefit the most from this because they were able to get through.
What a big impact.
Huge.
To be honest, I've been focused so much on that restart, I didn't realize the degree of that impact.
Let's ride along with Joey Logano.
So you hear Joey Logano. He's to the inside. It gets to a point that the 19's pulled out. He's out of the gas. He's not in the gas turning the 19. He's out of the gas because he's so low. On board here with the 19. I mean, that in real time.
Look at Carl Edwards. Look at Carl Edwards. I mean, listen, he's smiling. He goes up. He's having a conversation with everything on a line.
He shook their hands.
Listen, I don't blame him for being frustrated or being upset because it's a championship, but taking time to go to them and have a conversation, I mean, that would have been difficult for me to do.
Hey, thanks for walking with me on this. Normally it's a ride. It was a wild ride for the 19 after an incredible race. It ends 10 laps too soon.
So to speak, to make this happen. This may be the break they need. When that transpired, look at the reaction from Chad Knaus. He wasn't the only one. The entire 48 pit box just exploded. You see Jeff Gordon back there as well. They're pretty excited. They now know they have an opportunity, perhaps, to turn in that historic 7th championship.
Truex Jr. Right in the middle of that. Your car was engulfed in flames, but what was your vantage point?
All I seen was the 2 coming up the track and nowhere to go. So just one of those deals, wrong place, wrong time. And we got put in the back a few times. Once was our mistake early, and then Harvick's mistake after that. And just unfortunate, we had a really good race car tonight and nothing to show for it. So it's 2 weeks in a row, and frustrated. So glad this year's over, and we'll go to regroup and get ready for next year.
Thank you, Martin. Carl.
And the 5 of the 19 also were released from the infield care center. So Casey Kane and Carl Edwards. And I believe, Kelly, you're now with Carl.
Yeah, Carl, after walking all the way back to the infield care center, Carl, it sounded like you accepted responsibility for that. Take me through the restart.
Yeah, I think it was shared. You know, I mean, I feel like it was just racing. Haven't seen a real close-up view, but the way I had it figured is, first of all, that was the race of my life up to that point. That was a lot of fun, and Joey was so good on the short run. I don't know how he got that restart. It was a really good restart. I thought everything was going to work out, and Jason told me he was looking low, and he told me basically he was there. I knew what Jason was saying, and I just pushed the issue as far as I could because I figured that was the race there. And so, yeah, here, let me watch it again. Yeah, Joey just timed it perfectly. He moved down. I thought I could feel him a little, and I just thought that that's probably a little optimistic, but I thought I'd clear him or force him to lift. I just thought I'd have just a little more time. But he drove down as far as a guy could be expected to drive down, and that's how it ended. I don't know what the caution was for. I really hope it was something that that we needed to have a caution for, because that was going really well.
Carl, we saw you walk over to the 22 pit box, shake their hands. It sounded like maybe there was an apology. Why was it important for you to go over to that team?
Yeah, no apology. I just wanted to say, hey, that's just racing, and good luck to you guys. There's so much on the line. I want to make sure that, I don't want anything extra to mess with Joey. He's done a good job, and they deserve to go have a good, fair race. I hope Kyle gets it. I just can't thank everybody enough, all of my fans, Eris, Toyota, Subway, everybody that came down here to support me. Comcast, Sport Clips. I'm a little ashamed of my haircut. I need one, and I thought we had it. That was frustrating.
5 years ago, you know what happened. You lost the championship here. You called it the ride of your life. How will you reflect on this race?
It was so much fun to drive up through those guys. This track is just, it's perfect. It's such a blast to drive. The Goodyear tires are great. I'm sliding around doing everything, having a really good time, and running Kyle down and racing him like that, and for him to race me that hard and that fair was so cool. I just hated to see that caution. That was very, very frustrating. I felt like that was our race and our championship, but hey, this is how racing goes.
Yeah, but it was under that caution that your pit crew really stepped up to the plate.
Yeah, they put it in my hands, and that's all you can ask for. Dave Rogers, my guys, everybody, they did a good job, and it didn't work out. This is life. We performed well. We did our best, and I just risked too much. And Dave told me before this race, it's a pretty big reward. And remember, risk gets reward. And I had to push it. I couldn't go to bed tonight and think that I gave him that lane. So I watched the rest of the race, and I am telling you, this team is going to be on fire next year. You watch out. It's going to be awesome.
Thank you so much for your time.
All right, thank you.
Johnson on the outside. Great restart for the 48 of Jimmy Johnson. Trying to get by the 4 now to put a gap between himself and the 4. Here comes the 22. Around goes the 17. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. slides into the inside wall. Caution still not out. As they come out of turn number 4, caution now will come out.
Caution down. Crash. Safe.
Well, he said it. Joey Logano once again with an unbelievable restart. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. with damage on the back straightaway, obviously. Joey Logano with a really good restart, and Jimmy Johnson had a really good restart as well.
Take a look at what happened to Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
See, they're 3 wide, and he was on the very bottom of the racetrack in a really bad position. Less banking down there than on the top of the racetrack. Cars on the outside and pulling the air off his rear spoiler, and it just comes around on him. NASCAR tried to not throw this caution. You see right here, it just spins around. They tried to let this thing just continue on, but not throwing a caution. But this damage right here and him not being able to get moving as quickly as they thought he needed to, they ended up throwing it.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing the 17 can do here, but what a restart by Joey Logano and this 22 team.
And when does the caution come out, and where are they going to line up now? Is the 22, did he beat the 4 car, or is he going to line up 3rd, or is he going to line up 4th?
And remember, just like the last time, it all comes down to the electronic timing lines around the racetrack.
Dave. Rick, they want the fresh tires. They want the car to be freed up just a little bit. That's what Kyle asked for as he came to pit road. So he'll get the fresh ones. What about track position when he leaves, guys?
He's going to lose a lot of track position. Only 3 or 4 other cars came to pit road with him.
I have to ask myself if perhaps they thought they needed fuel. They're going to lose just so much track position. I mean, I know it's unlimited NASCAR overtime. If the field doesn't get back to the overtime line, we could continue to do this multiple times, but I'm just not sure that I would give up the track position. He was close to the front while he didn't feel he had the car to beat Logano or Johnson. I'm not sure. We got to remember now, I believe the 22 is going to start right behind the 48. We just saw the 22 and the 19 crash. I'm just not sure I would have given up the track position.
Larson on the outside as we get ready for overtime. Coming back into the restart zone. Great restarts by both the 48 and the 22. Kyle Larson drops back to 2nd, but he fights back on the outside. Here comes the 4. Kevin Harvick racing that 22 hard. Jimmy Johnson out front. They've passed the overtime line.
Lane higher.
Larson looking to the high side. This time by.
Perfect lap.
White flag in the air. One more time around from Miami. Jimmy Johnson has never won at Homestead Miami Speedway, but he's never been in a position where he's had to win for a championship. Down the backstretch he goes. A half a lap away from the championship. Jimmy Johnson through 3 and 4. Make room. Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt. There's another 7-time champ. Jimmy Johnson wins his 7th NASCAR Sprint Cup championship.
You are looking at 7-time champion, Sprint NASCAR champion, Jimmy Johnson.
Celebrating at Homestead Miami Speedway. This moment presented by Sunoco, fueling victories all season long. Steve, you mentioned it. We may never see anything like this in our lifetimes again.
The way in which they did it, they persevered all day long. Perhaps with not the fastest of the 4 championship cars, but Chad Knaus has been on top of the box for all 7. Rick Hendrick has owned for all 7. Jimmy Johnson has driven, obviously, for all 7. They made adjustments. They continued to battle. They won the race and the championship.
Let's go down to Marty.
Rick, we're making an impromptu victory lane down here with Jimmy Johnson. We'll let him climb out of the race car. We certainly want to give 7-time his due. Jimmy gets to get out. And Jimmy, I gotta ask, as a kid from El Cajon, California, did you ever dream this would be possible?
Oh my gosh, there is no way on earth. Just beyond words, and didn't think that the race was unfolding for us like we need to be the champs, but we kept our heads in the game, and Chad called a great strategy, made some great adjustments for the short run. Some luck came our way, and we're able to win the race and win this championship. I wouldn't be here without so many people believing in me and giving me this chance, from my dirt days and my parents, of course, first and foremost, my brothers, my wife and family today. car owners, sponsors, Chevrolet, Lowe's, so many amazing people along the way that believed in me, giving me this chance. Jeff Gordon, Rick Hendrick, all the men and women at Hendrick Motorsports have been working so hard to get these cars fast and giving me an awesome 15 years with the company. Just thank you. I mean, from the bottom of my heart, I am so thrilled to be here in this moment, so grateful for the opportunity, and so thankful and blessed. I'm lost for words.
Petty, Earnhardt, and now you can say Johnson. What is the significance of the 7th for you, Jimmy?
It's big. It has a lot of different meanings. You know, the number 7 is a very special place in my heart. With Ricky Hendrick, as a lot of people know, for some reason I just felt good and calm today, and things just kind of unfolded at the end for us. And I know it was help from above. Al Schill Jr. also ran the 7 car, good friend from the short track days in the Midwest. We lost him a long time ago. His number was 7. There's just a lot of different things with 7. Even in my younger years on dirt bikes and things like that, 7 was always around. So in my heart, I wanted to believe it would happen, and it has, and I'm just, I can't believe it.
Congratulations, Jimmy.
Thank you so much.
All right, we're going to let him go celebrate, and Jimmy Johnson with an impromptu victory lane here in turn 4, Rick, and he's going to go celebrate with his team here momentarily.
Championship definitely not out of the question. Let's go to Marty.
Joey Logano chatting it over with Todd Gordon. They came so close, and I got to ask you about a couple of things. One, the restart. You guys took tires there. Were you thinking, I've got this?
Well, Todd made a great call. You know, I think we're about to get run over. Race is over. We're still about to get run over. Yeah, Todd made a great call. I would never have thought of coming down pit road to put tires on and pump it up and tape this thing off and go for it. But had a good restart and was able to gain some track position. And then I passed the 4 off of 2, and I wish I didn't, because that would have gave me the outside lane behind Larson and allowed me to get to the outside of the 48 if that was the case. And just, man, it's amazing how close it comes down to that. And everyone did a great job today. They recovered after the incident and a restart before that, and we gave ourselves a shot to win a championship. I guess that's all you can ask for. Just second really stinks, and there's no real good way to put it besides it just hurts a little bit right now. But it's motivation for next year to come back and get that championship.
Got to ask you about the restart before that, the contact with a 19. He kind of said it was shared blame. He went and apologized to the crews. What was your take on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard racing. I get exactly what he did, and I assume he understands what I was trying to do. We were racing for a championship, and there's 10 laps to go. That's the race at that point. And I had a good run and got underneath him. And then this is the first time seeing this actually here. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him for running me down there, you know, and I don't think he blames me for putting my nose in there. So it's just racing. It stinks because it hurt both of us a lot. You know, it hurt both of our shots to win a championship quite a bit. We were able to recover. Unfortunately for him, he wasn't able to, but yeah, we just have to suck it up and move on.
At that moment, with a restart with 11 to go and a championship on the line, is there any other move for you or Carl Edwards?
At the end of that one? Yeah. No. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if he lets me in there, I'm probably going to pass him, and it's going to cost him. Our car was fast in the short run. I knew what our strength was, as we've been good on the short run all day, and we fell off really hard on the long run. So that's my shot. If I don't get him right there, I don't win the race. So I didn't have an option. I had to do something to try to win this thing, and that was my only play.
How would you summarize this chase for this race team, Joey? You proved time and time again that when your back is against the wall, this team can do it.
We almost did it again. You know, we ended this season with a second, a first, and a second. Or I guess we didn't finish second. It feels like second. It hurts as much as second, but overall, I'm, like I said, I'm proud of the way that the team went through this whole chase. We didn't have the fastest cars to start, and we ended up with some really great race cars that were capable of winning some races. And you know, like I said, just came up short tonight.
You can understand his disappointment. It looked like the championship was right there for the grasp, but Joey Logano will wind up second here in 2016.
Caught up with him moments ago.
Well, there were times tonight when it certainly looked like Kyle Busch had the car and the strategy to win tonight. The last call is the one I want to start with, though. You guys spoke in code. Was it your decision ultimately to want the tires and maybe lose some of the track position?
Yeah, I mean, we got railroaded there on that second to last restart, and I didn't get the best of restarts, but then the 22 came out of nowhere right up through the middle and got me really tight, then really loose down into the corner, just aero stuff. And so then I kind of got behind those two guys, and we were starting to, you know, kind of lose ground to the rest of the people that were around us. So it wasn't going to be worth our while to try to restart up there again and try to take advantage of track position. Really, you got to have tires in order to be able to go up there. But everybody pitted on the previous caution when the 22 did, and so it gave him that track position to restart right behind our teammates there. And then when we pitted, we were so far back that we weren't going to make up that much ground in 2 laps with only those guys having 1 lap on their tires. So I wish we had more, but you know, it wasn't meant to be tonight. It just seemed up and down a lot of the night. But this M&M's team, they had great fight all year long, and we did all the things we needed to do. We battled hard tonight as well too, and we were in position a couple times, and it just wasn't meant to be. It just wasn't our night. So congratulations to the 48 guys and Jimmy on picking up number 7. That's pretty special, especially in this time and in this age of the sport. And you know, one of these days, maybe we'll have another chance to race against him and beat him out. But, you know, we go home this offseason with a 3rd place in points and try to come back and do it again next year.
And you don't feel like there's any way this slows you down for a second championship somewhere down the line here?
No, not somewhere down the line is going to be fine. You know, you certainly wish you could go back-to-back, but there's been a lot of guys that have done that. We came close tonight. We had a couple opportunities. It just kind of slipped away.
Can you describe for us a little bit of what it was like to have Tony in the final race of his career, and then, as you already mentioned, to see Jimmy making history here, or tying history?
Yeah, it was certainly, you know, a little bittersweet to have both Jeff and Tony retire in consecutive years, but it certainly would have been a heck of a lot sweeter for us to go out on top and win the championship in both of those seasons, respectively. But, you know, again, it just was a great fight all year long. I got to say thanks to M&M's and Toyota and Interstate Batteries and Snickers, NOS Energy Drink, Skittles, everybody that's been a part of this team and has fought with us all year long to get us to this point. And, you know, we did the best we could. We didn't have the best car this weekend, but that's nothing to be said that we won't be better and better prepared next year.
Kyle, this was your season to reign. What will you miss about being the Sprint Cup champion?
Well, first and foremost, going to the banquet and having the room that you get out there and having NASCAR at your ever beck and call to take care of you. But, you know, Johnson knows plenty about what that's all about, so he gets it again. But other than that, you know, it's just you're always going to have that nameplate. You're always going to have that title, and feels good to be able to have that. But one of these days, I'd like to certainly add 2-time to that.
Way to fight. We've enjoyed it this year.
Thank you.
Kyle Busch finishing just out of the championship tonight.
Well, Rick, no question. Fans need to remember where they were on November 20th, 2016, the day history was made when a California kid who grew up on 2 wheels joined the greatest in this sport on 4. Jimmy Johnson adds his name to the likes of Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt. The official championship presentation. It's begun for the last 13 years with the Senior Vice President of Marketing for Sprint for the final time, Steve Gaffney.
Well, we stood on this stage 10 years ago for the first time with Jimmy Johnson. 7 times later, it's still as thrilling for us as I'm sure it is for him. And as Sprint departs this sport, we couldn't be more proud to have you as our exiting Sprint Cup champion and to be synonymous with the Jimmy Johnson era in NASCAR. So thank you so much, and congratulations to you, to the Lowe's team, to Hendrick Motorsports. It is our pleasure to call you Sprint Cup champion in 2016.
Well, now the bad news is Jimmy has to give up his nickname. No more 6-time. He is going to get his 7th Sprint Cup trophy. For the honors, our chairman and CEO of NASCAR, Brian France.
Well, you're making history, number 7. I don't think anybody saw this coming, but you did. Congratulations, Jimmy. You are the champion.
That haven't been asked, but Jimmy, you joined us on our pre-race show and we asked you about head versus heart. That was about 3 hours ago, and you said, my heart is full. That was before you had a 7th one of these. How's your heart right now?
Hey, it is so full, and I had this crazy calmness over myself all day long, leading into this, and even with us running 5th and the championship not looking like it was going to be there, I just felt something. My heart was full because I was thinking of some loved ones like Ricky Hendrick and his influence, me being in this race car and dedicating the 7 hashtag to him and kind of building up to this. And man, something happened from above there, those last few restarts to give us this opportunity. And I'm just so thankful to have Robert Niblock here from Lowe's. They've been with me since day one and believed in me. Chevrolet, it's the only car I've ever driven. Hendrick Motorsports, it's made home for me. It's been the perfect place, and my family. family, friends as well. You wish that you could say something really impactful in these moments, but there's just so much swirling going on right now in my head, and I'm just overly blessed and thankful.
What do the girls think of this right now?
They're pretty happy. I'm not sure they understand what's all going on, but their hearts look a little full too.
Genevieve has a lot of stars in her hand, that's for sure. I know after you won your 6th title, you sent Michael Jordan a text that said, "What now?" Do you remember his response?
Go get 7. I do. We got it. MJ, where are you, buddy? We got it now.
I know you have Jeff Gordon behind you. I want to, of course, bring Rick. You mentioned how much he has meant to you. Rick, this is, I know you dream about this as an owner, to be able to achieve what the greats in the sport have done. You've done it all, and now to have Jimmy on stage as a 7-time Sprint Cup champion. Hard to put into words, I imagine.
It's unbelievable, and Jimmy was using the number 7 that Ricky had and dedicating it to him, and that was so special. And to see him tie Richard and Dale, it's unbelievable. So I'm still in shock, but I think it's going to sink in later tonight. But we're so proud of him to do it through all these different formats. It's been so special, and what a great representative of the sport. And for me to go into the hall this year and for him to celebrate. Joey, nice, good, thank you, buddy. I mean, this is beyond exciting. I'm so proud of him. The team, so proud, so proud.
It is. I mean, there's a sense of celebration, but there's a sense of shock as the crew yells out their battle cry. I know Chad's around here somewhere. Did I just miss Chad's going back to celebrate with the crew? But you have Jeff Gordon up here. Every driver, I think, came out to celebrate and congratulate you in some way. What does that mean, to have those sort of congratulations from your peers?
It did mean so much. I mean, we're working away each and every week, and have so many great friendships and relationships in the garage area. I know they hate losing, and they don't want me to win at times, but to see Joey, Kyle, Casey Mears, all of my Hendrick teammates come over, and I have to give a big shout out to my Hendrick teammates, and Alex Bowman for the incredible job he's doing, Jeff Gordon and his participation in the car this year, Casey Kane, Chase Elliott, their crew chiefs as well. We've had a lot of support from those guys to get this 48 ready for today, and I'm so thankful for it.
Well, I found Chad. He's back here as well, so let's bring him in. Chad, congratulations. To have a driver and a crew chief have the kind of success. Tony Stewart just joining the party here on stage. Of course, no, absolutely. Hey, if I'm going to be cut off by someone, it better be Smoke. That's really incredible for a driver and a crew chief to not just have success, but to have this kind of success and to be together this whole time. All 7 have been won with the 2 of you.
What a journey it's been. It's just it's been an amazing trip. Everybody at Hendrick Motorsports worked so hard. It's just been awesome to be able to be a part of 7 championships with a great driver, but I've got a great team, a great sponsor, a whole great organization. These guys behind me, they pour their heart and soul into this. So to be able to come out here and do this and witness this and be a part of it with Jimmy is just fantastic.
Well, congratulations. This party, I think your guys are ready to party.
We're ready. We're ready. We've been working long and hard. There's been last 12 weeks, we've been nothing but full focus forward, and it's definitely paid off.
Congratulations. I know you're going to enjoy it. Let's bring Tony's back here talking to Mr. H right now. We've had Jeff Gordon here as well. The helmet, is it the helmet exchange going on?
Yeah, I promised him I'd give him a helmet, and I wanted to wait and see if I could give him this one. He doesn't really want it. He said if I want it back, I can have it back, but I promised him I'd give him a helmet.
That's very special. I know Tony has been exchanging helmets with drivers all day. Tony talking to Mr. H. We said Jeff Gordon's up here. We're going to wait Robert Niblock, who's been with Lowe's, and Jimmy Johnson and Chad Knaus through all of this. Chad mentioned his family. Jimmy, I don't know if you know either. I was standing about a yard from your dad, Dale Jr. I don't know if we could fit more people on this stage.
Bravo.
A video I'll have to send you of your dad. I videotaped him on the last lap of yours. I was about a yard from him. He is excited. You mentioned your family. How does a kid, the son of a heavy machinery operator and a school bus driver, get to this stage in 7 championships?
Through a lot of help from people along the way. There's no doubt. We certainly didn't have the funds to do it, but through a lot of help, guidance, people believing in me, that's how it happened. So I'm honestly living the American dream, to be honest.
Wait, got a helmet, Tony. You got a new helmet in your hand here.
Yeah,
this is probably the biggest honor you can have as a driver, to get a guy that just won his 7th championship get his helmet like that. So it shows how good of a friend he really is.
Well, this was special. Every driver we talked to today, obviously it is Jimmy's night and Jimmy's championship and Jimmy's celebration, but this is a special night for you as well, Tony, your final NASCAR ride. I know the moment that I'm guessing was really special to you is when all those crew members lined up to shake your hand before you took that final NASCAR ride.
Yeah, it was funny because I told my guys I almost went a lap down before the race started, just you know, the send-off that those guys gave me, but it truly meant the world to me. That's going to be the highlight of my day. It was that one moment and this moment with this guy.
Well, I can think of no better way for Tony's NASCAR season to end than with Jimmie Johnson tying history with a 7th championship. As they pause for a photo, I'm going to work. They're going to continue to talk, but I'm going to grab Dale Jr. if I could for a moment. Dale, I saw you. You were kind of behind the stage there, just sort of
Thanks for coming.
soaking it all in, watching all this. You were kind of hidden back there for a while, and then kind of made your way up here.
Yeah, I'm just proud of Jimmy. I didn't know we'd ever see anybody win 7, but if anybody deserves it, it's him. He's the best driver of the sports scene in so long. Maybe he's definitely in the discussion of the best driver ever. Great teammate, great guy. So I'm proud of him. We're going to miss Tony, though.
I don't know if we're going to miss all of Tony there, right there. But, you know, I know you're up here as a teammate, but I imagine you're also up here representing your dad and the 7 championships, and now Jimmy joining what we've been calling NASCAR's most elite fraternity.
Yeah, I told Jimmy I wish Dad was here to shake his hand. Dad would think he's such a badass. He's such a great race car driver, and, you know, how he won this thing tonight, I don't think a lot of people know, but he just can will himself to get a lot out of the car when it matters, and there was a lot of circumstance that played into it, man, but he put himself in that position. So I'm just proud of him, and it's great to be a witness to it.
Absolutely. Great to be a part of it. And I know Jimmy keeps looking at me like, are we done? He's going to continue the interviews and the celebration, but it's going to go long into the night, I think, up here, Rick.